Welcome back, everyone. Next on the agenda is the IAG's presentation on firm and engagement performance metrics to the PCAOB board. As this group knows well, the topic is on the PCAOB's short-term agenda, so the presentation is very timely. The panel will be moderated by Lynn Turner, while Bob Conway, Preeti Chowdhury, and Stephen Yang are the discussants. And with that, I will turn it over to Lynn.
Thank you, Amy. The firm and engagement performance metrics, or as I prefer to call it, AQIs, audit quality indicators, really got a life of its own back during the work of the U.S. Treasury Advisory Committee on the Auditing Profession. First, before I get going too far here, I'd like the panelists to just let everyone know a summary of their bios, especially as it relates to this issue of audit quality. Bob, you, of course, had a long career at KPMG. Could you tell us about that?
Sure. I'm a retired KPMG audit partner. I was there for 27 years, 17 years as an audit partner. After retiring, I joined the PCAOB. I spent 9 years leading inspections. I was also the office leader for the Southern California offices of the PCAOB. More recently, I've been the last 4 years doing expert witness work involving auditing and accounting matters. And during the pandemic, one of the silver linings was it gave me some time to write a book about the profession called The Truth About Public Accounting. Part of the reason I'm here is I wrote a public comment to the ACAP committee back in 2007 that I think helped start in motion this whole idea about providing more transparency to how audits are conducted.
I think it's fair to say that we can blame this whole project on Mr. Conway, because he wrote an absolute fabulous letter to the ACAP group, and that allowed us to focus on the audit issue. And what he had to say in the letter resonated with all the 20-some people on the committee. Bob, of course, you started this off, so to speak. So could you give the group just a little bit of historical perspective on how we've gotten to where we are and what that's looked like?
Would be glad to, Lynn. Just to hit some of the high points, to me, one of the big things that came out of the advisory committee on the auditing profession, it confirmed something that I had suspected, and that was that audit committees have very limited information to base their auditor retention decision on. And if you think about it, you've got a proposal, got a fee estimate in it, it's got some information about the engagement team members. And beyond that, it's a lot of promises about what the firm will do. What we're trying to do with this initiative is move away from promises to, okay, what do the firms have to say, to show in terms of their actual experience, particularly on the human capital side, but there are other aspects of it that are important. So that I thought was a big launching point for the interest in this initiative. During the proceedings, Don Nicolaisen, former SEC chief accountant, he was the co-chair of ACAP along with Arthur Levitt. He made an observation that I thought was really attention-getting. He said the firms compete primarily on the basis of cost. That's been the history of the profession, and it's been disastrous for investors and for the firm. To me, that's a real attention-getter. In 2015, as you all know, the PCAOB issued a concept release on audit quality indicators. In 2016, the Center for Audit Quality followed with a pilot testing of AQIs using real audit committee members, and the sharing of AQI data stimulated a lot of good discussion. The output from that effort, the CAQ thought there was widespread support for audit quality indicators. I want to finish with just level set, because I talk about the audit firm staffing model a lot. In a nutshell, at the staff level, you've got heavy workloads. That drives high turnover. That drives experience levels down. It also reduces year-over-year continuity on individual audits. And then at the partner level, they've got heavy workloads. A heavy workload can undermine the audit partner's ability and need to conduct a thorough review. When I look at this model, what strikes me is I think it's really a mismatch when you think about the level of complexity that auditors are expected to master to do good audits. You've got complex accounting rules, complex auditing rules, complex methods of commerce, complex legal elements, not to mention the international dynamic. And so I just think it's the existing model is a mismatch for what is really needed out there. And I think the audit quality indicators might be a pathway to improve that situation.